The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
Whoa, now. What's happening, good people? What's going on with you? How you doing? How you doing? Hoping everybody's having a good day. It's hot outside. Man, it's just hot. You know, you expect temperatures probably 90, 92, 93, 94, somewhere in that area. But the feels like temperature is killing me. Oh, it just feels like it's just hot, 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 hot. Hobbity, hobbity, hob. It's just like 100 degrees out there with all that humidity. A lot to talk about on today. I got a couple of things I need to talk about. Y'all know when you say that, he'd be like, oh, Lord, what he got coming? What he got? Yeah, I got something. We need to talk about some stuff. One of which, I know that everybody and their mom in law enforcement is searching for the young boy that is missing. I think they got 2 more missing, too. And they're thinking about draining the canal in the east to find the little 12-year-old boy, nonverbal. There is another, that is disturbing to hear that we got a young child, nonverbal, that is missing. Probably has no way of expressing himself if he's in trouble.
Well, the other 2 that are missing are
With
assumed to be with their father.
Mm-hmm. But this to me is disturbing because of the issues that go along with it, and I'm not certain that everybody has had a conversation about the issues that go along with it. And the issues that go along with it has to do with how long it took to classify this young boy as missing. And they said it was up to 7 hours before they really classified him as missing.
Oh, that lady, I can't remember what her name is, but she went off.
You talking about the sister?
Yeah, the short lady.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because they reported it earlier. Way earlier than, I think she said it was like maybe a hour after he was reported missing from the last time they saw him. And it took another hour for them to even get the paperwork done.
She killed me when she said, I bet if it had been Becky or Daniel. I said, oh.
Yeah. So here we go again. Now, my issue, now this is just me. I'm not asking anybody to join my opinion, because at the end of the day, this don't have nothing to do with me, don't have nothing to do with the police department or anybody else involved. It's got everything to do with that young boy, and I hope that they find him. And I hope they find him.
I pray to God too.
I hope they find him in well standing. So I'll put it that way. So this is double standard.
Yeah.
When it comes down to law enforcement. Because now let me tell you something. One of the biggest supporters of Susan Hudson, when all that went on, was Kirkpatrick.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't say, yeah, that was unacceptable. She didn't say anything in derogatory manner.
Right.
But I'm not talking about, and this probably going to make some people drive off the road, because I am going to say to Chief Kirkpatrick, I think she's right.
Yeah.
And not having too much to say or had too much to say about how that was. She's just like, we're going to try to work through this.
Yeah.
And that's it. But I'm not looking at her as far as her leadership is concerned. I'm not. That's why I say I know a lot of folks going to be like, what the hell wrong with you? No. I just think the way that she's being handled that has nothing to do with her compared to what happened. Well, I was waiting to see where was Travis Mackle running down into the with a microphone saying, "Why'd it take you so long? So since it took you so long, are you willing to sit there and tell the people of New Orleans that you're sorry?" Because that's what you said to Susan, and it was 7 hours. So will you say the same thing to, or ask the same question? Because you're not. Some people even try to say, "Oh, you talking apples and oranges." No, I'm not. I'm talking about the respect on how some people are handled compared to. Because y'all didn't treat her the same way. You didn't treat the sheriff in Tangible Horror the same way. Nobody else. Just Sheriff Hudson.
Bro.
That's all. Nobody else. And to make you feel any better, this young man has been missing for a long period of time, since what, Thursday now?
Yeah.
But with him missing since Thursday, somebody's asking the question, why was the paperwork just sitting on somebody's desk for 7 hours prior to that?
I just want to know why was the comment made, because it kind of concerned me that, well, this is starting to cost a lot of money. Like they're about to pull out. It's like, hold up.
Wait a minute, who said that?
I can't remember exactly who said it, but it was said during one of the interviews. Really, I remember who said, I just don't want to say the name. They mentioned that the cost is starting to really build up. And I'm like, okay, when Becky and other ones lost, they don't say anything about the cost whatsoever.
When the two young girls that got kidnapped by the guy that killed one of the little girls, they went from here to Jackson.
Yeah.
Following them, getting every law enforcement agency to fall in, to fill in the blank spots, to go from here to Jackson and notifying even the Jackson police in Mississippi.
It's really it's disheartening.
It really
that
is.
You would worry about the cost of money, the cost of it right now when this child is lost. His mother is a complete mess.
Yeah.
And she was talking, and I speak a little Spanish, so I pick up on what she was saying. I'm like, she's out. She's at wit's end.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I love how the community is coming together to find this child.
Oh, absolutely. It looks like to me that they're ready to do whatever they got to do to find this child. And I'm saying to myself, that's what neighbors are supposed to do. That's what your community folks are supposed to do, But I still have to, at the end of the day, do a comparison and with some of those that are trying to tell me that the protocols are supposed to be this, but you see the protocol is not been followed again. And the persons that are trying to judge and be judgmental of the way that this is being handled ain't saying jack. I don't see the Metropolitan Crime Commission. I haven't seen anybody from the state troopers. And you know what? I got to say, the state troopers didn't say too much last time. They didn't say too much. But Metropolitan Crime Commission, what's his name? Goineche?
Mm-hmm.
He did. Where is the district attorney? He did. Where's Jason? He did. I don't hear you. Ain't saying nothing. Because the word that seemed to keep coming out of everybody's mouth was called incompetence. That's just incompetent. I don't hear you all calling anybody on that side incompetent.
Not at all.
Haven't heard that word since the last time something happened.
Ooh,
that should let everybody know.
Somebody just said something.
Huh?
Somebody just said something that can make sense, but they have to alert.
You talking about Paul?
Yes. Miss Monique said that I'm wondering if ICE has the child.
Hmm.
That's something I did not think about.
But in all honesty,
But they would have to alert, especially finding a child naked and special needs and
how
not
you
having
alert
seizure
somebody if you
medicine.
don't know how to alert them?
Hmm?
How you alert somebody when you don't know how to alert them? Because the
Well, I
child
mean,
is nonverbal.
If they find a lost child in the area, they have to at least say, "Hey, we found this child who's nonverbal, who appears to be special needs, was naked, wandering around the streets in New Orleans." You have to at least put that on the news, put that out, blast it some kind of way.
You believe that?
Well,
I mean, not that if you don't believe it, but do you think that
do I believe they will actually do it?
Mm-hmm.
I doubt it.
Because we've seen too many people to say that, their kids or whoever are just disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, are they disappearing now?
Yeah, you and I better be careful talking about ICE because
Yeah, we could go
we
down.
fit that complexion.
We could go down, young man. We could go down.
Pablo and Paco.
Uh-huh. That's right. That's my name, Pablo. Mm-hmm. Taco.
And I'm Paco.
No, you Taco.
No, that's Trump. Trump always chickens out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Taco. Paco. Pablo. Taco.
Let's go to break before we go down that path.
Yeah, because somebody come knocking on the door and be like, turn off the lights and shut the door and let the blinds down. Don't let nobody in. Yes, indeed. More coming up, y'all. We got to take a break.
I speaky.
Me speak no English. Mm-hmm.
No, you're going to say, I speak
English. Mm-hmm. All right, more coming up, y'all. Everybody hold tight.
New Orleans, are you ready for a voice that says what you're thinking? Who that, you might ask? Arrington Gavin. That's right, I'm your guy, host of the Arrington Gavin Show, giving you so much filled with bold opinions, real conversations, and zero sugarcoating. We're going to be diving into the issues that matter, politics, pop culture, and all the above, unfiltered and unafraid. Catch the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Fridays, right here on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana companies through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about what the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation does, please visit www.jazzandheritage.org.
2517 Bayou Road, Chef Sherman Esteen. You're talking about great food, great conversations, and definitely great drinks. We sell hookahs and we rent them out. So if you want to have a nice time and smoke your nice hookah, come on down to Nano's Cajun Cuisine and Pastries and have a wonderful time. We will entertain you and we will treat you with happiness and joy. And by the way, on our first and third Saturdays, we always have a block party on Bayou Road. Come and check us out from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Hey, New Orleans, look for important changes to your natural gas service. This summer, Delta Utilities takes over for Entergy Gas with a Louisiana-born, Louisiana-based approach to safe, clean, reliable natural gas. No interruptions or rate changes due to the transition, just dependable service and modernized technology to keep you running smoothly. Get to know us at deltautilities.com and stay tuned for more later this summer. Delta Utilities, focused on natural gas, committed to New Orleans.
Hello, I'm Gary Clark. Please tune in to Dr. Clark 101, The Living Classroom, which is broadcasted weekly every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. on WBOK 12:30 a.m. on your dial. And as always, it's been a pleasure.
Visit DePaul's new Algiers Health Center at 2801 General de Gaulle Drive to receive primary and preventive care for both adults and children. Services also include behavioral health, imaging, and on-site pharmacy, vision, Medicaid enrollment assistance, and more. For appointments, visit DePaulCommunityHealthCenters.org or call 504-207-3060.
This year marks 20 years since Hurricane Katrina changed our city and our schools forever. New Schools for New Orleans is sharing After the Storm, a special series reflecting on the past 2 decades of change and progress in public education. Through videos, personal stories, and a powerful interactive timeline and data dashboard, we explore how our schools recovered, transformed, grew, and what that progress means for our students today. Discover the videos, data, resources, and stories behind the 20 years of change at newschoolsforneworleans.org/Katrina20.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back.
Geraldo Esteban.
Hey, that's something. I saw that. I saw that. But that's who that Brandon called me.
All I could do is laugh when I saw that.
Ain't that something?
Geraldo Esteban.
And then look, you see what they wrote afterwards?
Wait, I did not see what he wrote after.
Instead of looking like Mexicans, y'all should come into the studio with turbans on and scare the people to death. I can't say what he really said, but we gonna come on the air, and I have an AK-47. You have a grenade launcher,
and we both go. La, 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 la.
We just all sit there and go. No. Let me stop. You know that's playing with people's religion.
Yeah, we need to stop because we want to keep our jobs.
Yeah. So I'm thinking with this whole incident is, are we looking at the same issues? Let me kind of gauge the audience here. Are you feeling what we're talking, or is this apples and oranges? What are we talking about? 504-582-9422. 504-582-9422. And I know some of you are going to, well, what are you talking about? Do y'all think this was handled the same way as far as what we see? Because this went through the police department, and it seems like everybody's okay with it. But the mama said that it was not handled the right way. I'm like, okie dokie then. But as I hear about how many hours went by before they really got involved, after they were notified, I'm talking about NOPD, is this being handled the same way? And honestly, nobody's saying nothing. Like, oh well. Oh well. So, here we go. That's number one. Number two is the one that should get everybody upset. Well, what you talking about, Gerod? They're saying that there is a effort to go through recruitment and bring up some more recruitment with NOPD, right? So they can get more officers. But here we go again with the number of texts that are circulating. It's that part that lets me know that officers are shocked. It's also letting me know that regular citizens are shocked. And somebody needs to answer for this mess. What mess? The recruitment article that is circulating through NOPD officers, through the regular citizens, that has the statements, I should say alleged statements, by Captain Gwen Nolan. And I'm going to read it to you from the words of an ex-cop that has now turned attorney. Said, I'm not, nor have I ever been in advertisement, but I don't think I would use this tactic to recruit. In quotes here, it says, come be a cop in New Orleans. Working Mardi Gras is fun, but working a murder is even more funner. What? It says working Mardi Gras is fun, but working a murder is even more funner. In quotes, let me give you the whole thing. In quotes, we did work up a good strategic plan to advertise our diversity, said Nolan. And how awesome New Orleans is captured to all the other police departments. That's compared, I said captured, but compared to all the other police departments. You haven't experienced Mardi Gras until you've had a NOPD Mardi Gras, and you haven't worked a murder like a NOLA murder. What the hell? Maybe I should start off this sentence with, what is wrong with you? There's nothing fun about working a murder. Well, and since I know everybody's listening in the NOPD, because I done got several of them say, you gonna talk about it? I'm like, yep, spread the word, I'm gonna talk about this. So since I know that the majority of you are listening today in your patrol car, turn me up, because I got some words to say.
What do you have to say?
The word, I'm glad you asked. So the words that I have to say today, I think your comments, I think your quotes about a murder, I don't give a damn what race you are. It's not fun to see and hear the sounds of anybody screaming, mothers holding on to their other loved ones, the cries. What is wrong with you? For you to even tell anybody that working a murder in NOLA is fun as a police officer. How about if that was your child? How about if that was one of your relatives? Would that be fun? Would you expect everybody out there to start second lining because your child is laying in the street? What is wrong with you?
Wait, hold. Let me go back. Did somebody say that
Working a murder
is fun?
in NOLA is funner. Made a word up. Funner. Yeah. Working Mardi Gras is fun. But working a NOLA murder scene is funner. What kind of bull crap is that? Insensitive?
That is morbid as hell.
And it's mortifying.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Who brags about that? So there's two different twists that I could put to this. Either you're just an asshole.
We can say that word?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course I'm going to say yeah. Or there's something wrong with you. Or maybe you just like seeing, because the majority of the ones that you see killed are probably young men, young black men. Because those are the ones that are getting killed laid out in the street. So maybe you're just telling something that we just found out or we've been knowing. Why would you even say that, Captain? A captain. Supposed to be a leader. A captain said that. And by the way, I got the message of you want to meet No, I don't want to meet. What I'm meeting for? They did their job. They put out the word that y'all wanted to have a meeting because I'm making y'all look bad or whatever. No, I don't want to meet. What we got to talk about? Because ain't nothing that I'm talking about not true. This is in writing. Would you like me to post it so that everybody can see it?
Do it. Double dog dare you.
Who would even say that working a murder scene is fun? And for what reason? That's recruitment. This one might have had almost deserved me doing as the NOPD turns. No, it's too serious. I couldn't do it. I was just thinking to myself before I even thought about doing this as a topic of conversation. And maybe I could get some ex-police officers to call me up and tell me that you're not under that gag order, that, NOPD can't talk to me. They can't call into the radio station and tell me how they really feel. It's against the rules, and they make sure they don't call me, of all people. But I'm thinking to myself, what a disservice. What a disservice to the people of this city. Now, is that going to make the news? Probably not. Y'all too busy trying to find out how much these men and women are making on their payroll, and then want to classify it as payroll fraud because they made $200,000. And then we go around, what? Ooh. But they working 16 hours. Y'all, please stop thinking that these men and women are making $10 an hour. Okay? I need y'all to know something. They make top dollar, and they supposed to. They supposed to. It ain't going to be no 1099. Gonna say, oh, you made how much money? More than you could ever imagine. I'll just say that much. Noon 8.
Hello?
Hey, what you say?
Hey, what's up, G? How you doing?
Good, brother. How you doing?
All right. This the same Gwen Nolan that recently got a complaint on her from another lady that she was calling them niggers and bullying them and everything. They got a report on Captain Gwen Nolan that she bullied 7 black officers, and one black officer by the name of Alexis Hawkins filed a complaint on her, right? And when she filed the complaint on her, they made it a grievance, so it can't go in her folder. But worse than that, she files a report, and they put a complaint on Alexis Hawkins, okay? So when I got the letter, I dropped the letter on Facebook. So with the Inspector General and Kirkpatrick and all them did try to investigate where I got the letter from. And at the end of the day, Gwen Nolan is out of control because we are letting her work the recruit officers. Also, she's stopping black officers from being recruited. She is a racist. And Gwen Nolan been like that, and they ain't going to do Gwen Nolan nothing because Gwen Nolan got 7 complaints, and another guy just made a complaint on her by the name of Chris Avenson, and they're covering all this up for Gwen Nolan. But when she makes a statement like that, like working a murder is funner, and we know the African Americans, black men and women are being murdered, to me, it looked like you trying to recruit other mercenaries like policemen to come in and say, hey, come work the murder, but if you do a murder, it's funner too. That's how it looked to me. And what got me most about that is Reese Harper, who is the press secretary for Ann Kirkpatrick, tried to clean it up, okay? say, oh, she was on an A&E show and she made that referring, and he said it wasn't nothing to it. Then I look on Instagram and in the paper, they're recruiting officers, and she used the same thing from a local firm in New Orleans and said the same thing. So that shows you that the NOPD is protecting her. Reese Harper, he put that line press statement out there, and maybe it was from Kirkpatrick, maybe he did it on his own. But at the end of the day, it's showing you it's racism in the police department, because she bullied those ladies, intimidated 7 black officers, and at the end of the day, she didn't get one complaint. But now she is saying she is trying to recruit people to come here for a murder like it's funny or something. And like you say, there's mothers suffering every day because their child died, but you're going to use a statement and it's because it's fun. I just don't get it, Gerard. I think you're right on point what you're saying. And like at the end of the day, they got good officers that bust their butt and deserve to be paid that. And let's say it, they after the black officers saying that these black officers are making too much money, but they're not going to talk about the commander that's making more than the chief and their great Heinz Gutley and other officers that's breaking the law that's white. But see, they're letting your boy do that, the one who refused to come on your show. You gave him a seat at the table, Skip, whatever his name, and he was supposed to come, but he's ducking you because he know you gonna bring it to him. And all he do is go after black officers, and they give him public requests. And at the end of the day, he didn't went after that white officer that was working in the evidence room when they said the rats stole the weed, the coke, and ate the drugs, but they didn't go after him because he was Skip's friend, so Skip wouldn't go after him, but they covered it up.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, it's a disgrace what she put.
And look, the rats didn't OD. So.
Yeah, like the rats was getting, high when the crackhead policeman was getting high, and they blamed it on the rats. The rats was eating the cheese, but he was sniffing the coke, doing the dope, stealing and everything, and then they allowed this man to go on TV, fired 2 black officers because they went to arrest him, and they never told those 2 officers other side. One was Kim Lewis, and one was this guy named Stolberg. 2 good officers, but they went to arrest him for what he was doing in the evidence room. Channel 8, the news, Ralph Gatch, whatever his name of the Metro Commission, Ralph Gatch, they never put the truth out, but 2 officers, one of the officers lost his job, and the other one had to leave because they made them out being bad from finding this. But what's the worst part, Gerard, is our own people turned against her. Panel say, oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, this ain't right. Why would she write a statement like that? Now, you know if Panel gone against her, something wrong.
Yep.
And so it's just a disgrace, And at the end of the day, the chief haven't said nothing about that. What you got to say about that, Miss Ann Kirkpatrick?
Well, I just thought the fact that this is what it looks like to me, okay? It looks like any officer that looked like me and you that's making over a certain amount of money, he doing something wrong. Now,
that's right.
Just like, and look, if they were doing something wrong, I'd be the first one to say this wrong.
That's
right. Not.
Me
but
too.
If they working that 16 and a half hours, if they're doing that and they making time and a half, and a lot of the guys don't even realize that, your time and a half is going to add up, because we ain't talking about no $10, $15. We talking about $65, $75 an hour, plus you getting that and half. If you working a double shift or you working more than 8 hours. So
that's right.
If you do that 5 days a week and you can do it 6 or 7 days a week and you're not violating anything, that's what I was talking about. And they didn't. And they hide that. Right. And they hide in that report from the law firm that they hired to look into it.
That's right.
So
that's right. And one more thing, Gerard, before you go, they ain't complaining about Hines Gutley's salary. They done gave him almost a 50% raise, and still haven't cleared the Beachcomber Cafe. I'm at the Beachcomber bar. What he did, racist. And then after they gave Hines Gutley a raise, his friend Lebrano, Chief Lebrano, he got a raise too. Hines Gutley said, "Raise my friend, raise." So it was good for y'all. It should be good for the black people if they're doing the work in the service. Why is it a problem to y'all? And see, a lot of people don't even have a clue to what's going on. You be telling them the truth. They're attacking black officers. The NOPD is 80% African American, and they're attacking them, and we got racism. So I'm going to get off your show, Gerard, and let you do what you do.
All right, brother. We'll talk in a minute.
Thank you.
Thank you, dude. Hey. All right, more coming up, y'all. We got to take a break.
Hey, this is D. Riley from the 90s Hits R&B Jams. Make sure you listen to WBOK 1230 AM every Saturday night from 7 until 9 p.m. I'll be giving you the best R&B jams from the 90s. That's right, all your favorites and more. With me, D. Riley, your host of the 90s Hits, right here on WBOK 1230 AM, or listen online at WBOK1230.com. WBOK, the station you listen to longer.
Welcome to Chemical of the Month by the community scientists at Rise St. James. This month, we spotlight phthalates, chemicals added to plastics, especially PVC, to make them more flexible and durable. But there's more. Research shows phthalates may disrupt hormones, affect reproductive health, and contribute to environmental pollution impacting our communities. Join us as we explore how these additives shape our everyday lives and the world around us. For more details, visit risestjames.org. Empower your knowledge with Rise. Marking 20 years since Hurricane Katrina.
Tell me, what would happen if today was the last time you heard that drum beat or that trumpet blow? For those who struggle to get out and those who still struggle to get back, you are welcome to this place called home. If you remember, come home.
Share your story. Support the work. August 24th through 31st. A series of cultural, educational, and healing events. Visit katrina20.org to learn more.
From Gentilly to New Orleans East, WBOK is what New Orleans is talking about. WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. My number 504-582-9422. 504-582-9422. I almost forgot the number real quick. Yeah, these incidents are happening more often. Then I got to add this to the conversation piece, because I get a little bit perturbed when I hear, "Oh, we're at the lowest rate of murders that we've ever been in the last 50 years. Lowest rate of murders in the last 50 years. Lowest rate of murders that we've had in the last 50 years." Okay. So tell me this. Are we at the lowest amount of shootings that we have had in the last 50 years? I can tell you no. Because there's a whole bunch of folks that's getting shot. Y'all notice that? Every day now, we hearing about somebody that got shot. Somebody got shot. Oh, 2 people got shot. 3 people got shot. Somebody got shot. Took them to the hospital, and then you don't hear nothing else. Oh, this person got shot. This person got shot. This person got shot. So they survived the shooting. So what needs to be asked in these statistics that we're talking about, that's supposed to be the lowest that we've ever seen, is ask how many people got shot. Not how many people got killed, but how many people got shot. How many shootings did we have? Oh, this one got shot. The only thing different between, and this is going to sound very bad, so if I offend anybody, forgive me for this. The only thing different I hear and see in this whole scenario of who got shot and who got killed is the fact that who's ever doing a lot of the shooting can't shoot. Bad aim. The only difference here is that you didn't die. Because more than likely, y'all, if I'm shooting at you and I hit you, if I shot you, more than likely, I was trying to kill you. More than likely. Possibility. The only difference is I got a bad shot. I can't shoot. You know, the little kids turn the gun sideways, try to be gangster and all of that. They miss.
Completely miss everything.
They miss. And then they spray. Because I can't shoot you.
And that's how we have
Other
so
people
many
get shot.
killings.
Yeah.
Unnecessary killings.
Yep.
At least the criminals back in the day knew how to shoot.
Yep. At least back in the day, there was at least some type of something that the shooters would have. I'm not gonna shoot the kids.
They would wait to catch you alone.
Yep. I'm not gonna do anything to the kids. They don't care now. Don't care.
Yeah.
But a lot of these folks that are saying, "Oh, the lowest homicide rate that we've had," the only difference in the shootings and the homicides is you survived that shooting. That's all. So the question should be is how many shootings you had this year? Think about that. How many shootings? What you say, T-Bone?
Hey, man, I actually got a question for a change instead of a statement.
Okay.
But maybe this will put it on the mind further.
All right.
So, in these reports, these supposed reports, and I'm saying supposed because if you didn't learn anything else from watching different crime programs or you ain't learned anything else from the streets, you know that the police cook report. I'm sorry. I know you work for some of them, G.
Wait a minute. Do what now?
I'm friends with some of them.
Yeah.
But the administrators cook reports. Let's be real. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking actual number of murders and shootings? Or are we talking percentages?
No, we're talking actual. Because what we have what you have to go by because of the reports that have to go into the database, the national database, it has to be actual murders, not the percentage. And that's a very good question, by the way, because what we talk about, what I get, is not the actual number. We get, we down 27%.
Right.
So yeah, you're asking a good question. You know, we decreased our number of shootings this year by 28%. Okay.
And here's why I asked that. Okay, here's some simple math for people that may not be following what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say there was 100 shootings within the past quarter, the past 3 months. Okay,
right.
Shootings. Out of those shootings, you had 10% survival rate. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, out of 100 people, 10 people survived.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And did not get murdered.
So let's classify what we mean by murders. Hold on. Let's classify what we mean by murders too. Don't necessarily mean I shot you.
They did not survive.
Right, but it's not necessarily me saying I shot you. It could be meaning that I had blunt force trauma that you died from, or I stabbed you. That's a murder.
Yeah. Right. Okay, well, no, let's just isolate shootings, okay? So shootings compared to murders, okay? You had 100 shootings. Out of those shootings, 10% died.
Mm-hmm.
So you had 10 people die out of 100 of those shootings,
and
right?
90 people didn't survive.
Right, 10 people survived. 10 people died, 90 people survived.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's out of a quarterly period, which is 3 months. Now, if the 3 months prior you had 100 people get shot and 30 get killed through those shootings.
30%.
That's 30% out of 100, right?
Okay.
And now that 30%, you were up those previous 3 months, and then you went down the next 3 months. The first 3 months, the first numbers we was talking about, right?
All right. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. I got to do my news real quick. I'll be right back. All right, more coming up, y'all. We'll be back with T-Bone.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. No injuries were reported after an explosion on a coal ship near the Key Bridge collapse site Monday evening. The fire was contained and tugboats moved the vessel out of the channel. Black Maryland Governor Wes Moore says officials are closely monitoring the situation. Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown, who is black, is joining a coalition challenging a U.S. Department of Energy funding cap. They argue it unlawfully limits support for clean energy programs by cutting administrative and staffing funds, threatening states' ability to meet goals. The lawsuit is seeking to block the cap and restore funding. Black Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson met with Alderman Ray Lopez and some residents after recent basement flooding. He says FEMA could offer help later this month. The city and Red Cross distributed cleanup kits, and officials urge residents to complete damage surveys by Friday. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
Hi, folks. Oh, boy. What up, JB? You funny, boy. You're funny. All right, more coming up. What you say, T-Bone?
Okay, let's put the simple.
All right, so
math
we got the
numbers
30.
back
We
up.
got the 30 folks that got killed out of the 100. We had 30%. So what's your point on this one?
Right. The first. So let's make it clear so everybody on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
The first 3 months, you had 30 people get killed out of 100, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the following quarter, the following 3 months, you had 10 people get killed out of 100. Report-wise, that looks like you went down by 20%.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
That is true. You go back if you do the calculation.
You look like you didn't went down by 20%.
But that's the
reduced crime.
That would be the calculations, yeah. But that's not how they do it. They do the comparison of last year to this year, and break it down by quarters. And they break it down by quarters, and they break it down.
They break it down by quarters, but they use a period of time.
And then they use the entire time of the year.
Right.
So if I had
but that doesn't necessarily mean that crime is perfect, if you can say that in a realistic term. It doesn't mean that everything is gravy in the big city if you got those kind of numbers. It just means you saw a reduction in that particular factor.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So don't get fooled. Don't get it twisted. And by the way, those numbers can get skewed also geographically.
Huh?
Those numbers can be skewed geographically. See, y'all was talking about the Ninth Ward the other day.
Mm-hmm.
You compare the Ninth Ward, and then you compare the 7th, and then the 5th, and so forth and so on. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking as far as and what domain people live in, where the hot spots.
Right.
Yeah.
So where are these numbers coming from exactly? Are they coming from our areas of town?
Yeah.
Or are they coming from key areas of town?
No, I mean they're coming from whenever there's a murder, somebody's going to report it, right? Somebody's got to report it because you got court watchnola that's looking at it. You have the coroner who's been tasked with picking up the body. performing autopsies as well. You got all these different agencies that are looking at it. Plus, if so, let's say somebody got shot last year and they died this year.
Right. So then that goes on to the top of the pile too.
No, that goes on the report this year that
Right,
someone got killed because they still are
Right.
classified.
So it's counted as a homicide this year, not last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and see, the reason I know that, I can actually personally speak on that, because when my father got shot in '96, okay, it was not considered a homicide until he died 2 years later.
Yep. And that would go on this year's homicide rate.
Right. You know, and see, I'm trying to make people understand, but I'm also trying to understand that these are how the numbers are done. And it doesn't necessarily mean that things are better, 100% better. They're a little better, but they're not 100% better. And the reason they're not 100% better is because you have the same economic mess down here. You still have the government trying to strictly run this city on tourism and hospitality. You still have a school system that fails our kids. And you still have, as a result of those things, crime going up. People frustrated. Can't find a job. Can't make enough money on the job they have. And so what they're doing, they're robbing and stealing and killing.
So one of the things you got, though, that we forgot to mention in the fact that what we'll call a homicide or something of that sort, until the coroner classifies it as a homicide, it's not. And don't forget that there are some questionable issues when it comes to certain homicides that are not classified as a homicide. It's classified as an unclassified. So what you think is a homicide, and I might think it's a homicide, they may not think it's a homicide, and they put it as unclassified.
Right. And that don't go into the numbers.
Nope.
Exactly. See, so don't get fooled by some of these numbers, folks. I know it may be exhausting. I know sometimes we don't want to watch the news. We rather watch Sanford and Son when we get off work. But understand, people, you need to understand what's going on around you. Don't just get caught up in playing around in these streets. Mm-hmm. Understand what's going on in these streets and why you need to stay safe.
Mm-hmm. All right, brother. All right, T-Bone.
All right, y'all.
Thank you, bro. Yeah. So, do I think that, I got to say this one for Liz. Do I think that our numbers have gone down? I think so. I do think so. I think the numbers have gone down. But as I take a look at the data, and I take a look at the data of not just New Orleans, but any metropolitan city that is probably somewhere broke down like us, whether we're looking at different wards, whether we're looking about different areas of the city, or are we looking at the entire city, and we do a comparison, we are seeing that those numbers are going down everywhere. Well, why is that, G? Well, I'm glad you asked. Y'all so smart. I think our numbers are going down because there's two different things going on in every city, not just this one. I think, first of all, we have folks that are scared that are out here, especially if you in the Latino neighborhood, you scared to even go outside. So not many people are in the streets like there were. We see the way that some areas have been plastered with stupidity. I just leave it at that for right now. I don't want to say it. And maybe some of the way that we carry ourselves needs to change. Just because. It's not just because I like you and you like me, or I don't like you or you don't like me. What we got to watch out for is the future. What? You got to do what? You got to watch out for the future. But see, the future is going to tell us in the next, I would say, 3 to 6 months on where people are economically. Are the foods that you get from the grocery store, are they too high that you can't do it? Because y'all know we ain't going to sit down and not eat. I think the line that everybody gave is, I got to do what I got to do. So what we're hoping to see is better opportunity, better jobs, better wages. But what I'm seeing right now is the fact that you have no out. You have to do what you got to do. What's going to happen with SNAP? How's that going to be handled? What you going to do if you can't afford it? What you going to do? Don.
Hey,
Don.
Gerard.
What's going on with you?
Oh man, when I hear callers like T-Bone and Noonie man, they bring up so many issues that a lot of people, not only black people, need to be aware of. The knowledge is so powerful that we just take these things for granted.
Mm-hmm.
I think back, when Andrew Young took over Atlanta and was able to put in policies, in place that all of a sudden made the black person in that area feel that they were getting some type of equality,
right.
in jobs and different things like that. Now, Atlanta being a lot larger city than we are, when I think back, I said, well, maybe because we're a lot smaller city, that we have these people that have a stranglehold on our city. We talk about the shadow government and things that, go on here. And it just seems as though they have so many things that are going on. And T-Bone made mention, about how the economy's bad, the school system's bad. And it seems to be a lot of things in this area. The police department, have a lot of skeletons that they're hiding. And it just seems as though because we're a lot smaller city that they're able to do these things.
Mm-hmm.
And as he said, when things happen, on one side you have investigations, you have all these people that are wondering what's going on and they're investigating. But then you have things happen on the other side and everything is quiet. The thing about what happened with the police department, with the mice getting into the drugs and all this other stuff. It was the news for a couple of days, and then all of a sudden it disappeared, and you don't hear anything about what happened and how it happened. And
what's the conclusion?
And, right now, everything seems to be turned towards, black officials. Any black person that's in office now seems to be, getting the shaft because everything is turned, as far as the media is concerned, against these people. And I just heard someone earlier, I don't know if it was on the news or maybe they just was someone talking about how the city is so disgusted and now they're looking for new leadership. And because, this woman is looking at, becoming mayor, that they feel everything is going to be, back to normal and all. And I'm just looking at our situation, and as you mentioned, in the next 3 months or so, we're going to be at a point where black people have to look at, what's going to happen, to our city as far as black people are concerned, because the affordability factor is already bad, with us trying to deal with insurance and the cost of living and all. And as you were mentioning earlier, people aren't going to just sit by and not eat or, have to do the things they need to do to survive, know. And it's just a situation where our city seems to be caught up in crime that, the young people feel that they're so frustrated. They're not getting the kind of jobs that's going to pay them a living wage. And that's what we need here in this city, especially, with us depending on, all of the.
Well, you know what disturbs me, though, Don? You know what disturbs me is the fact that there is an investigation going on these police officers because not because they did anything wrong, it's because they're saying they made too much money and they must have done something wrong. But they turn it over to a law firm to find out what they did wrong, and the law firm came back And instead of saying that the officer did something wrong, the law firm ended up chastising the police department because they did something wrong.
Yes, indeed. And see, those are the
that's
kind of
not
things
being
they don't
told.
talk about.
But that's not being told. But
Right.
I
I was
know.
about to say, you don't hear anything like that coming out of the news media.
And these
That's what's so
and these investigative
disturbing, Gerard.
reporters that they got going on are just telling the story that they want to tell. And then they do not come back and do a follow through and say, hey, law firm did this, investigate him, and find out there was nothing criminally done. But they're not doing it.
And how can we get to a point now where we can hold the media feet to the fire, bringing up things that, hey, why aren't you, reporting on this, and this, when the reports come out and y'all don't tell anybody anything about it? Who's going to, be able to stand up and chastise these people that are in power that deserve to be looked at a lot closer so that the people in the area, in the city can know what's really going on, because all we're hearing is the stuff that they want to tell us.
Well, the question that I have all the time is when they do these reports, what's the conclusion? If the conclusion is you didn't find anything, say it. If the conclusion was that there was nothing done wrong, say it. It's the same thing we saw on Fox 8. Same thing we saw on Fox 8 when they had the camera on Ann Kirkpatrick. At least she did say, what I see, they didn't do anything wrong. Yeah. She said it. Yeah. But I'm going to hold a journalist accountable too, because you're the one that's trying to prove that there was something done wrong here. And stop trying to win an award and tell the truth.
Yeah, and that's the thing, Gerard. I think, what we need to do is have all of these outlets, let us know that they're going to report on items, and then they're going to come back and let us know what happens at the end. Because a lot of times, like you said, things are going on and they're getting a situation taken care of, but then they're not reporting on it, because a lot of times we find that they're wrong in the assessments that they're coming up with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, like I said, it's going to be real interesting to see what happens after the election, in October, because I think a lot of blacks here in this area need to really be aware of what's going on, and are they going to surrender their city to someone that don't really care about them? Every time you look around, you ask the question.
I see deja vu.
What have these people done?
I see deja vu. And the deja vu I see is the fact that you have African-American leadership now. And to make sure that you don't have it later, I'm going to tell you who the front runner is. And we're going to get out here and we're going to stomp for her. But yet I need to have black leadership in the city to tell everybody how great they are. And how great that leadership is. So have you seen, I'm asking you this personally, have you seen that same type of effort to tell you how great Oliver Thomas is, or how great Royce DePlessis is, or how great?
That's why I can't.
That's what I'm like. Why you got all these black people saying how great this woman is?
Right, and that's what I can't understand. I said, how in the world could they talk about a woman that's only been in the city after she left and went, to the Capitol, for 8 years, and hasn't done anything, at least not in here in the East, and people be up and acting as if she's the greatest thing since sliced bread,
and been on the board and been on this council for the last 8 years, and nothing's changed. Now you're telling me you're going to change some stuff. You're telling me, but you've been the president of the second part of the city that's the highest ranking. That is, you got the executive branch and you got the legislative branch. You've been a part of that legislative branch for at least 8 years.
8 years, and nothing's happened. Nothing good. So it's just incumbent upon people to understand how important this election is. They got to act as if it's just the same as it was when President Obama was running. We need to.
I see this as a repeat. I see this as a repeat of New Orleans. This is the same thing they did when Mitchell Andrew was running, telling you how bad everything was in the city.
All right.
And telling you how bad Nagin was. And I can tell you, just because I know that your boy did just as much damage to the city as anybody.
Good. Exactly. And I think, like you said, if we don't watch it, it's going to end up being a deja vu, because a lot of people feel that they don't need to vote, and that's not nearly the truth, because we all need to go out and vote and make sure that our voices are heard. If something happens and, our candidate doesn't win, well, make sure that somebody gets into the runoff.
Yeah.
And then we can go from there, and that's the main thing. But as long as they keep showing these numbers, and I don't think those numbers are like they're saying, they say she's up 57% right now. And I don't think those numbers are right. I want to know who they're polling, but, they're going to always, as you said, when they show these different polls and stuff, act as if, she's so far ahead that you ain't got to worry about going out to vote because she's going to win. So I think a lot of people need to be paying attention and make sure that the vote is counted when, election time comes.
Yeah.
But thanks so much, Gerard. Continue to keep the great information out, and we'll continue to listen.
All right, my brother. Always good to hear from you, Don.
Okay, bud.
Appreciate you.
Bye.
So I think that's interesting, how we judge who's ahead, who's not. We got these polls. Who's running for who? Who's doing what? It only takes one issue to make your poll numbers drop like a hot potato. It only take one issue. They just got to pick which one it's going to be. And ain't nobody perfect. Trust me, everybody got some issues. Just can you handle them? Everybody got issues. So, all right, we got to take a break. All right, we'll take the break here. We'll come back. We'll have some more conversation in just a minute. Everybody hold tight.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by FidelityWealthManagement.com. One United Bank is the nation's largest black-owned bank, founded back in 1968 in Boston. The bank compares itself to a GPS system for financial services, tailored to help black Americans navigate the money world. Chairman and CEO Kevin Cohey says One United Bank is successful because it focuses on problems the average person faces.
Your truck's broke. It's going to cost $600. You don't have $600. You need to borrow. You need an emergency, small balance, short-term loan in order to solve your problem. That's a One United Bank product. You can't get a checking account because there's something that occurred in your youth. That's a One United Bank product.
One United Bank prides itself on helping to empower people in the black community through its products and services. Helping people in the lower and middle class face small everyday problems is a big part of that mission. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Lowe's knows when you're looking for reliability, the right brand makes all the difference. And now, Lowe's is the exclusive home improvement retailer for the Whirlpool water treatment line, including their Wi-Fi softener, under-sink filtration system, and more. With Whirlpool's proven performance and our everyday low prices, better tasting, better quality water is within reach. Shop pro-trusted brands like Whirlpool and more, in-store or online. Lowe's, we help, you save.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
I'm David Patan Sr., owner of Whole Water and Food Over Medicine Academy, coach, consultant, and instructor. We're excited about our 21-day challenge. Stop, prevent, and reverse disease today. Cholesterol, diabetes type 2, high blood pressure, along with chronic illnesses and diseases. We believe that the gift of wellness is the greatest gift, and for $30 per month, $1 a day, you can have this gift for you and your family.
I'm Phyllis Washington, and I've benefited with health and weight loss.
For your gift of $30, healing and wellness can be yours. Call 504-701-4711. That's 504-701-4711. The Whole Water Store. See you at 2135 Washington Avenue today.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Man, I've been waiting for something, too. I've been waiting for it. I don't see it yet. No, it's not up there yet.
Yes, your name is Escobar.
No. I'm actually looking for the hot seat. I've watched the phones jump out the hook. How many of y'all saw the hot seat for the council at large seat? Who was that? Manning, Cutno, and a no-show. You heard me? A no-show from J.P. Morrell. Anybody saw that? If you saw it, call me now. 504-582-9422. I've been trying to find. I'm going to be upset if the station doesn't put this up on their website. Because they got everybody else's up there. But they don't let their darling get his behind handed to him, which he did. And they didn't put it up because, you know what I'm talking about, Mr. Red Bottoms didn't show. He didn't show. But Manning did, and so did Kenny Cutno. And they said, now this is what I'm hearing, because I didn't see it because we were at another event. They said Cutno went off. Anybody else see it? But I'm trying to figure out why it's not up here. You got all these different races, from the NOLA mayor's race to the state treasurer, hot seat for New Orleans East, Homeland Security. Why isn't this one up? And I'm hoping that you all plan on putting it up, because he got handed his behind. What's that up in the air? The black dude with the Captain America thing in the background and the Thor hammer. What is it? It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's just a dumb idiot. Oh. Got a shirt on that says DI. Not Superman. Or maybe DA on it. Not District Attorney. Dumbass. What? Who is it? It's a plane. It's a bird. No. It's dumbass. Dun, 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 dun. And then he fell down. Who is it? Dumbass. Leaping aid. I can't say that on there. Nah, because it's really nasty. So.
How nasty?
I know it's really nasty. I tell you off air.
As long as I've been knowing you, I understand.
I'm glad you understand. Yeah, but I wanted to see. And be able to let everybody hear what happened on the hot seat. Well, they're gonna make me pick up the phone and call Kenny Cutno. I can't talk to him about it because that'll be me talking to a candidate, and you can't do that on the air by yourself. Then I had to invite the other two. So, and then I get in trouble because I didn't put out the request for them. But I do think that there's some problems there. that y'all need to really start paying attention to. And I do think presentation for the other two candidates on air spoke volumes. Now, who is supporting the other candidate compared to those two? Who is Gerod? It ain't us. Oh, maybe it's that energy money he got, but he said he didn't get. That he listed on his campaign finance report, but he said he didn't have it. He said, did you ever accept some campaign finance money from them? He said, nope. And then they showed it. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. So I hope y'all get him on that one. Can't wait to see the next one. Let me get back to what I was talking about. I really wanted to play that today. So I need to call the folks over at Channel 6 and find out why they're not listing this one on his website, on their website. I hope they're not playing some dirty trick games because he got his butt handed to him. Everybody need to see that. And if I'm not mistaken from what I heard, Kenny Cudno is like, yeah, I don't even care if they try to throw me out the race on this. This is the truth. I'm like, uh-oh. And he went in. He was checking for hemorrhoids. He said, make yourself known. Make yourself say it. Because it's important. It is important. We'll try to find it. I put in a request to the television station to air it, to put it on their website. They got all the other ones. I want to know why this one ain't up. Well, you know, it took a little time because, put it up. And y'all need to start calling Channel 6 again, like we did before, and tell them, put it up on their website under the hot seat tab. Could y'all put that race on the air? So we'd like to see it. I'm telling you, to be worth your time. It would be worth your time. All right. So here's my other issue. And my other issue should make you feel a certain way. Well, what you talking about, G? I'm glad y'all asked. I really do feel that in some way, it's almost feeling like a fix is in. And sometimes when you say that, the other contestants in these races are getting antsy and saying craziness. Well, you can't say that. You can't say, I can say whatever I want to. I ain't running for nothing. So I am feeling a certain way about certain issues. What issues? I really feel that Franklin Avenue, every time I say something about the way that Franklin Avenue has become, Franklin Avenue used to be one of those streets that you knew you could drive through and it was fine. But nobody's trying to fix nothing, say nothing about its condition. I really feel that is taking my tax dollars and throwing it out the window. You're not saying anything or doing anything about it. The other issue that I have, I thought we were having, and maybe I just assumed, I thought we said at some point in time there is going to be a forum, not with the candidates, but to talk about the issues of the city that you want to see rehabbed, reformed, fixed, whatever adjective you want to use. Am I wrong? I thought there was a conversation about how we can do something about some of these streets, our libraries, and the jail, and the assessor's office, and anybody else's office when we start talking about the issues with these buildings. Why are we not having a conversation about maintenance to the air conditioning units? You hear it on the news, and then it just go away. I'm tired of that. I want it to be on the news until I know it's fixed. I want it to be on the news until somebody says, we got this, and we have fixed the problem. How much money are we paying for these brand new buildings that the backlog of fixing them is making us say, where my money going? Where my money going? What we doing? While y'all sitting in your major high rises, cool as a cucumber. It always seems like to me that until or when somebody that looks like me complains, it almost just sits there like you don't care. You don't care that it's hot. You don't care that they in that building sweating. There is something wrong, and it's becoming a trend. That's not a good trend. When you got more than one city building with the same problem, what does that mean? That whoever's doing the air conditioning is doing a half-assed job? What does that mean? When do we see not just the air conditioning, HVAC, those chillers? When have we seen over and over and over again 2 and 3 buildings that have chillers that go out over and over and over again? There ain't no regular air conditioning. There ain't nothing I can pop in my window and get it secure from the bottom and then turn it on, and it's going to warm everything or slow everything up from getting warm. That's an issue. And until we get something done to fix it, it should not take days at a time to get somebody into the coroner's office to fix the air conditioning. Dude, let me ask you. If you had to work at the coroner's office and complete autopsies and the air conditioning ain't working, would you do it? Can you imagine? I ain't talking about nobody in particular, but can you imagine the stench because of rotting? Can you imagine? I'm sorry, I'm not returning until y'all get it fixed. And then you better deodorize the place. That's the problem. And if that's a trend that seems to be happening, let's cut that trend out. Fix the buildings. Get me a maintenance guy that can go from one building to the other that we know is highly used, that it's highly likely that something's going to happen to the air conditioning, and fix it. Fix it. Hey, Miss Shawn.
Hi, good afternoon, good evening.
How you doing?
Another trend that I would like you to research and begin to focus on are the streets that are being fixed in the same places over and over again.
Yes.
Has to be getting a kickback.
Yeah.
Somebody
Something going on.
using the cheapest material or something, whatever it is. Something. I mean, the exact same holes is ridiculous. So I feel the same way with that too.
Yeah, I've never seen it like this.
Yeah, I agree.
And it was like we had what, over $2 billion to fix streets.
And I know the Lower Ninth Ward is not on anybody's radar that's running. They say it is. I pray that they're telling the truth. History has said differently.
So how many streets?
However,
how many streets you all went out there and cleaned up? Because one of the streets I was looking at.
I only showed one. We've done many.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting. I'm not a person that record, but that was major, so I just shared that one.
Yeah,
So
I saw that one. And you had a bobcat out there. Somebody driving a bobcat and doing all of that.
Yeah.
And that was an
we
off street to a
we
major
partnered to
overpass.
clean
Huh?
more. That was by the I call it the Florida Avenue overpass. I don't know the correct name of it, but it's when you because the Claiborne Bridge is broken. If you're going towards the east on Poland, you go on side that overpass to get to the back bridge, what we call the Blue Bridge, the Florida Avenue Bridge.
Mm-hmm. And they had so many bridges down at one time. I'm like, oh Lord.
Yeah, we in a fish bowl of get stuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm laughing, but it's not funny.
You
But
funny.
yeah.
Yes, she is. You funny. So I'm thinking to myself though, Sean, what do we have to do to get people to pay attention that people use these areas?
Well, I've decided to be a voice for the Lower Nine. I know I ran, but I thought about that last minute. So, it happened the way it happened. It was a great experience, but I think you could get more done just being a voice for the people, seeing what the people want, and being an advocate, going to the people that's in power to help get things done. That's the role I chose to do.
You think that's a better way?
It's horrible. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. I hope I can get things done that way with the right people in office. Yeah.
I hope so too, because some of those streets in the Lower Nine, they're deplorable.
That's 90% of them.
What's the street coming by the Blue Bridge? What's that street?
Jordan Avenue.
Is that what that is?
All the way in the back?
Yeah, all the way in the back.
Uh-huh.
You gotta watch how you drive down the street because you'll lose your
So
front
it is.
end because the street's
when
popping up.
Yes, when you came to the Lower Ninth Ward reunion,
Yep.
you was like, I was in awe.
I was sitting
So
back
maybe-
going to myself,
maybe more
what the
people need to
hell?
come so they could be in awe. Yeah, it's horrible.
It's horrible.
But
'cause
almost every city. I'm about to take a ride this week on some more streets because, once again, we have holes that's come back. That's, it's horrible. We have cement in the middle of streets. We have mattresses in the middle of streets, like regular streets that we live on.
Yes.
We have, and you know what? I saw somebody, where was I yesterday? On the interstate. 510. Coming from the east on the interstate,
right,
approaching 510 bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Looked like somebody just dumped a truckload full of trash all over the interstate.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and then if you ever been through the Mishu exit, my dumb self missed my exit and had to go all the way, and I feel like everything happens for a reason. It looked like a house full of just furniture just dumped back there. Houses full. Yeah. The sofa, the mattress, just all the extra stuff. It's horrible. The East is World War III, as well as the Lower Nine. And I hate to say this, but Cindy Wynn separated us. So now we're fighting to come back as one district because we one big district. The East is not separated from Lower Nine. When you hear people talk, they say the East specifically or the Lower Nine specifically. When you talk about District E, you're supposed to put it as a whole.
Right.
Because when money comes, it should come as a whole for both areas, not just one specific area of District E. That's horrible. I can't wait till it comes back. So
when y'all's next forum?
They have one today. Today I just posted.
Is it today?
Where I saw the one today. Let me see.
Have you been to them?
I get tired of going to them. We Abdec have one on the 22nd and the 23rd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have to split them up in 2 days because it's such big election time. But there's one today somewhere.
Yeah, I gotta look at the calendar to see what that is. I know Optic had their meet and greet on yesterday. So
Yeah, it was, and it was a nice turnout. Oh,
Really?
it was such a nice. Oh, today is Household of Faith for 6:30.
Household of Faith. Which one is it? District E.
District E only. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Household of Faith is
Yeah.
at 6:30.
correct.
All right, we gotta go over there. See what's going on.
Yep.
Well, thank you, my honey.
Yeah, I
Keep
get
doing the
that.
work. Keep
Have
doing
a
the
good
work.
one.
'Cause,
Thank you.
you,
too.
You've been doing a
You
good
too.
job. You've been doing a good
And
job.
all your callers, thank y'all for calling in.
All right,
With all the info, thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, we got more coming up, y'all. We got to hold on and take this break. Get up on out of here in 15 minutes. More coming up.
AURN News.
I'm Ebony McMorris. Well, Texas Democrats are back in the state after a 2-week walkout, clearing the way for Republicans to push new congressional maps that could give them up to 30 of Texas's 38 House seats. It was the president's plan to shore up GOP power ahead of the 2026 midterms. But Democrats aren't sitting still, and California lawmakers are rushing to counter by redrawing their own districts. The challenge is California's maps are usually drawn by an independent commission, so Democrats are trying to carve out a one-time exception, sending the plan to voters in November. At the core, this is Trump trying to avoid a congressional check on presidency. Republicans control more state houses than Democrats, giving them more chances to tilt the map in states like Florida, Indiana, and Missouri. This redistricting game is about power, and the fight in Texas and California could shape control of Congress for the rest of Trump's term. For these stories and more, go to AURN.com or follow me across social media at Ebony McMorris.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
Attention, attention. This is a special message that deserves your attention. Failure to listen could result in death. This is an important word of caution for listeners along the Gulf Coast. There is a danger quietly lurking in our Gulf waters and maybe, just maybe, on your plate. The name is Vibrio vulnificus. Chances are you don't know it, but you should. The potentially deadly bacterium lives in warm, brackish salt water. It can infect and destroy skin and tissue with rapid speed. It's most commonly called flesh-eating bacteria. So far this year, Vibrio vulnificus has been linked to more than 70 infections and 9 deaths along the Gulf Coast, from Texas to Florida. But here's the shocker. Louisiana accounts for 20 of those infections and 4 of those deaths. Normally, the Pelican State averages just 7 cases and 1 death a year. Louisiana has nearly triple that so far, and the year is not over. Health experts say that is due to rising Gulf water temperatures, which creates perfect breeding conditions. The warmer the water, the more comfortable the bacteria becomes, and the closer it gets to shore. To infect you, all it needs is an open wound, a scrape, or even a slight cut. I'm not trying to frighten you. This is just reality. In the worst case scenario, for those with a compromised immune system, a Vibrio infection can overwhelm the body in just a few hours. Survivors can sometimes face amputations. Others don't make it at all. What can you do if you have an open wound? Stay out of warm, brackish water, especially near the coast. Wear gloves and wash carefully if you're handling raw shellfish. Consider whether raw oysters are safe to eat. Don't assume, ask. And to remove any concern or doubt, make sure your shellfish is cooked. No need to panic or freak out. We can still enjoy the Gulf. Just take precautions and remember to take measures to protect yourself. The best way to live with nature is to learn to respect it. Consider this a special warning deserving your attention. Take precautions, live longer. This is Norman Robinson, Off the Top.
Hi, I'm Leo Jackson, host of Sunday Gospel here every Sunday morning, 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 12 o'clock till 2 p.m. You don't want to miss this move of God. It happens only on WBOK. You listen to all day long.
Hi, this is Arnie Filko. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events to sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join Carrie and I every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Carrie Show. See you soon.
Got unpaid parking or camera tickets in New Orleans? Here's some good news. Through August 31st, you can take care of them without paying late fees. That's money back in your pocket. Just go to NOLA.gov/no late fees to see what you owe. You can pay all at once or sign up for a payment plan and break it into monthly payments at no extra cost. That's NOLA.gov/no late fees. NOLA.gov/no late fees. Don't miss out. This offer ends August 31st.
Saints of God, it's time for us to tell you the truth. It's time for you to start your 21-day challenge. Don't take another day. Do it right now. Call 504-701-4711. That's the whole water stove, Pastor David Impartan Sr., the host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. This is the water that's designed to change your body, the way you think, the way you act, and the way you look. Why don't you start your 21-day challenge today? For $35, you can start it right now. Call me so we can set up your appointment. 504-701-4711. That's 504-701-4711. Change your water, change your mind.
At New Orleans East Hospital, we believe healthcare should come with heart. Located at 5620 Reed Boulevard, we proudly serve the New Orleans community with compassion, courtesy, and a commitment to excellence. From healing to education, we want to be your trusted healthcare partner that's close to home. New Orleans East Hospital, delivering a culture of healthy care.
This year marks 20 years since Hurricane Katrina changed our city and our schools forever. New Schools for New Orleans is sharing After the Storm, a special series reflecting on the past 2 decades of change and progress in public education. Through videos, personal stories, and a powerful interactive timeline and data dashboard, we explore how our schools recovered, transformed, grew, and what that progress means for our students today. Discover the videos, data, resources, and stories behind the 20 years of change at newschoolsforneworleans.org/Katrina20.
WBOK online at WBOK1230.com. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
Yes, indeed. You watch too much television. That's what I'm just gonna say that right there. Yeah. So whoever that was that called into the radio station, thank you. They ain't want to leave no name, huh? They ain't want to tell us they were.
I just know that the person was from Houston.
Okay, they're from Houston. So thank you, my Houston connection, whoever you are that called in, because the hot seat interview that was with the Division II is now up. So since I don't have no more time, and I guess everybody called the TV station and told them, put it up. They put it up. So since it's up.
I told you they listened to us.
Yeah. Since it's up. This is what we'll do. We'll play it tomorrow. That'll give everybody a chance to go on their website and look for yourself. But they said Kenny Cutno acted up. Acted ugly.
Ugly?
They said he acted ugly.
Ugly?
Even talked about him. And I talked about Gregory or Pastor Manning himself said he talked about JP. Anytime they can talk about JP to me, it's a good day. Nah. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play it tomorrow. And we're gonna see what you say about it. It's about 20 minutes. But we're gonna play it tomorrow. And I know he got his little spies monitoring our show. So they're gonna go back and tell it. I don't care. Tell it. I said what I meant, and I meant what I said. So we're gonna play it tomorrow. And then we'll have everybody call in and talk about what you heard. And then ask the question, why you ain't show up? Why you didn't show up? All right. The other thing I got to tell you, I got to thank everybody that came out from all the police departments, Gretna Police Department, that came to First Pilgrims Baptist Church, for my brother and member of the church, Trish Lear. A lot of folks knew Trish as not only just law enforcement, they knew him as a good man, a very good man. He passed about a week ago, and his funeral was this past Saturday at First Pilgrim. So, in reference to him, thank you all. To his family, stay strong. We got your back. And I loved his son. His son got up on the podium and said to his whole family, his mother and everybody, his sisters, brothers, I got you. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. And we gonna hold your hand. We gonna wrap our arms around you too. We got to do the same thing for our other sister at First Pilgrims, Miss Sandra Metz. Her husband passed, and his funeral is going to be this Saturday at First Pilgrims as well. So to all of you, God bless you. Stay strong, and we're going to be there. All right, that's going to wrap things up for me. I will see you on tomorrow. Coming up, Arnie and Carrie is in the air chair next. Y'all have a good rest of the day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
WBOK online at WBOK1230.com.